Hey everybody, welcome back. That's it. I'm wedding shaming. A friend took our wedding photos as a gift to us and then ghosted us. It's been 6 months. Oh, hell no. Hell to the no. We don't love this. Please stop ignoring us, Maddie. We just want pictures of our wedding day. The way you're treating us is incredibly hurtful. Maddie, what do we need to do to get our pictures? Hey Maddie, what happened to our pictures? Those are the only pictures we have with our friends and family at our wedding celebration. Please stop acting like we don't exist and treat us like humans. We aren't upset that it's taking a while. We just haven't heard anything since you said you were sending them months ago. Now, I could be wrong, but something tells me she doesn't have the photos. I'm just saying. There is no reason to not respond the way that she's doing at all. But something tells me she f***ed up. And I mean, okay, listen, maybe you realize that it would be nice if the bride and groom paid you. So ask for payment. Don't ghost people. Damn. I thought proposing at someone's wedding was bad, but this guy decided mid-ceremony it was the right time. Shh. No, he didn't. No. Stop.
No, it's my daughter. Papi. You don't do that, please. Sorry. I'm not aware of any relationship. Any engagement. You have to come to me. My prayer, Sorry. I hope I'm not embarrassing you. But you have to meet me and tell me engage my daughter.
Literally get out. Get out of this wedding now. Controversial. How much money, on average, is gifted to the bride and groom by their parents as a contribution toward the wedding? My parents graciously gave me $30,000 as an engagement gift to start planning my wedding. My brother got married last year and received the same. My fiance's parents divorced, gave us $200 each at the engagement. Despite our wedding planning talk, they made no voice of a contribution. So my fiance had to ask them directly if they were considering gifting money just so we could factor in budgeting. They have come back with $2,000. I know that's not nothing, but I feel a tad hard done by. A $32,000 gift from your respective parents is upsetting you? I understand everyone is in different circumstances, but I feel sorry for my fiance as there is such a large discrepancy. My parents worked hard and set aside a wedding, an education fund when I was little, and his parents are currently spending money on holidays instead of his wedding. XOX anxious bride. I mean, truth be told, I don't think there's any obligation whatsoever to give you money for your wedding. That's why it's like, like a gift. There's no set amount on how much people are supposed to give you. That's a very dated way of thinking. But I honestly, I feel so bad for you. Really, this is just unfair. $32,000 to spend on one single day is just not enough. Holy literal bird. Literal bird, not figurative bird, okay? I apologize in advance that this is going to be a long post. Well, let's get ready. My daughter was married this past Saturday at the hostel/mansion. If there's anyone even slightly considering holding any sort of event there, save yourself a ton of aggravation, disappointment, and regret. Do not walk away, run. I won't go into everything that went wrong, but I will touch on the most important ones. My daughter and her fiance toured the venue last summer and loved it. It was just what they were looking for. So they booked it and were promised the bushes and grounds would be landscaped and the place would be clean. See below for before and after photos. The person that runs the place walked around and was nice enough to point out the best place for the ceremony, offered a few other suggestions. Both my daughter and her fiance also mentioned several times they had a few guests who were handicapped, and they showed them the lift for the wheelchairs. There are no elevators in the mansion, no ramps to get into the mansion, only stairs, and they were steep. Cut to the day before the wedding, we had rented the venue for 2 days. She called my daughter and said we could check in early. Nice surprise. And then the show began. Dun dun dun! Once arriving, the entire grounds were covered in bird poo. This is so funny because there's literally a pigeon pooping on my balcony right now, and I want to shoo it so bad, but I'm just gonna let him poop. My daughter was expected to drag her dress through all that poop, and she was walking to the ceremony area and up the steps. The tables, chairs, and patio area where we were having their cocktail hour were also covered in bird poop. Okay, so yeah, literal bird. Okay, I get what you mean now. I see where you were going with that now. My daughter started calling, trying to ask what was going to be done about that, but her calls went unanswered, like so many calls prior to the event. We attempted to ask when she had finally showed up, but she immediately had an attitude. I will admit that emotions were running high due to so many things not being what they were told they would be, and we had a ton of work ahead of us. After calling 4 power washing companies who had no availability, my husband and cousin's husband had to go to Home Depot and bought 2 200-foot hoses, scrub brushes, and cleaning supplies to clean all the grounds and patio area of all the bird poop and worked for several hours getting it all clean. We explained this and asked if there would be any sort of refund, and we were told absolutely not. She became very hostile, and I tried to avoid her the rest of the time that she was there, which wasn't long. At one point, she approached me to ask what was going to be happening on the patio. I told her cocktail hour and a grazing table. Then I said something about the ceremony, and I kid you not, she said, "Ceremony? What ceremony?" She became indignant immediately and said that was news to her. And my daughter had told her they rented out the place only to have dinner with a few friends. I know that was not what she was told, and I asked her who rents out a 3-story mansion for 2 days just to have dinner with a few friends. I was then informed that she would no longer be talking to me and would only deal with my daughter. Fine, whatever. After the ceremony, the coordinator we hired called to ask where the key was for the lift to get the groom's grandfather, aunt, and uncle, who were in wheelchairs and walkers, into the mansion. This is insane. After a very heated phone call, we were told she would not be returning with the key, and basically too bad for those people. Huh? The coordinator went above and beyond, offering to have male guests at the wedding, carrying them up the stairs into the mansion. And when they said they didn't feel comfortable with that, he set up a table outside on the patio so they could have dinner. They decided to just leave if they had to sit outside by themselves. So the groom's aunt, uncle, and grandfather missed the rest of the wedding day because they couldn't be bothered to leave the key to begin with and absolutely refused to bring it back. As if that wasn't bad enough, there's more. What happened the next day was infuriating. We were cleaning up as we knew we needed to be out of the mansion by 11 a.m. the day after the wedding. We brought cleaning supplies with us, even toilet brushes, and left it so much better than we found it. At about 10:50, they drive through the gate and literally scream at me to move my car out of the handicap parking space so that she could park there. I also am disabled and have a handicap placard. She is not handicapped, nor does she have a disabled placard or license plate. In the midst of us packing up cars and trying to get out of there as soon as we could, my daughter inadvertently left her wedding dress, underskirts, etc. downstairs. In the meantime, she took off again, so my daughter went back into the mansion and searched all 3 floors, opened every closet, looked in cubbies, hoping to find her dress, and it was nowhere to be found. Shut up. No. My daughter had absolutely had it at this point and was frantically calling, trying to find out where her dress was. Her call and text all went unanswered. When they came back to the mansion and came through the gate into the parking lot, she saw us and my daughter and attempted to leave again. So I blocked the exit with my car so she couldn't leave. My daughter stayed calm and asked where her dress was. Oh God, oh my goodness, what is happening? This is a long one, but I am invested. And her exact words were, "The world doesn't revolve around you. I have another event to attend and I don't know what to tell you." Needless to say, things got very heated as we called the police to try and get my daughter's dress back. They came out a few times, refusing to speak to anyone, but then when she did, she was aggressive, extremely rude, condescending, and said she searched the entire mansion and it wasn't there, and accused one of us, her immediate family, of taking it. Because, you know, we had nothing better to do than hang out in a parking lot for an hour and a half with all my relatives. My daughter and husband were leaving for their honeymoon in just a few hours, and the police said it would be a while before they could get there. We waited and pleaded with her as long as we could. I finally told her that I would be filing a police report for felony theft, and we left. My daughter was beyond upset and immediately called her insurance company to see if we could file a report for the loss. And we called the police again to find out how to file a report for stolen property. Surprisingly not, the person called an hour later and she said that she miraculously found her things. It was just as we thought. They either took her dress with her when she originally left the mansion, or she hid it in a locked room or closet so my daughter wouldn't find it. So my son-in-law drove back over to get it and was told just to text her when he got there and she would throw it over the fence to him. There were so many horrible things that they did, but these were the absolute worst of the worst. Single-handedly ruined their wedding day, and I wouldn't want anyone else to have their things like this happen to them on what is supposed to be one of the happiest days of their lives. Don't be shy, drop their at. What is this venue? I really want to know where this is. I feel like there's a lawsuit a brewing. I just can't believe that someone would just not care that much, just get the money. And then when it comes, imagine actually being responsible for ruining someone's wedding day. How could you be okay with that? I don't get it. With friends like these, who needs enemies? So it was my hen last night. Amazing night. Everyone was drunk. My bridesmaid, also best mate, was out with us. I said I wanted to go home, so my best mate walked me to the train station, separating me from the group, only to leave me at the station on my own drunk, and then ring my other half and tell him that I had gone off with another man! Which was totally untrue. Shut up. I am completely upset with her now for doing this. Luckily, my partner knows I would never dream of doing that. But just imagine that one comment she made could have cost me my whole relationship. She has not messaged me since or checked if I got back okay. I get married in less than 2 weeks, and honestly, I don't know what to do, as I don't think I would want someone who could make up a lie like that to be part of our special day. Yeah. I'm not an expert on these matters. Actually, I kind of am now. I think you should probably kick that person out of your wedding. I don't think that that person is your friend. It's kind of messed up. She's not the bride. Oh, is she not? This Cruella attention seeker wore a white gown with a train that's right now pinned up to my sister's wedding. Are you kidding me right now? Are you literally kidding me? Okay, wearing a white dress to a wedding is one thing. Wearing a white dress with a train? Are you kidding me? Who do you think you are, Princess Diana? Oh, she loves being the center of attention, eh? She's just loving it. Loving it! Jealous of children, a new low in this wedding group. But the comments knocked her down a peg or two. I hope some of the commenters are here. You deserve awards. Ooh, fun. Okay, y'all, so my wedding is in 8 days and my fiance invited his ex-girlfriend's kids to our wedding. They're 15 and older. He knows how I feel about them and invited them anyways. I told them today that I'm not okay with them coming to our wedding. I don't want them there. Like, I get that he was in their lives when they were young, but they still have their mom and dad in their lives. Why do they need to be there for our wedding? Am I freaking out for no reason? Yes. Like, I'm to the point of texting these girls myself and telling them I would be very uncomfortable if they came. They are 15 years old. Are you freaking serious right now? I am so glad you're getting dragged for this. What kind of a heartless, evil stepmother tries to force a good man to ditch kids he played a role in raising? If someone I was going to marry said what you just did, I'd literally call off the wedding. I mean, some of y'all are really showing your true colors. And it just surprises me that, like, you know, this is one hell of a red flag, I should think. Pretty big one. Like, it's kind of like, you know, like the size of the flag that goes on top of the White House, okay? That's how big this red flag is. You really sound like an irrational, immature, self-obsessed bridezilla. And then to even consider texting some teenagers who have grown to idolize your fiance as a parent to tell them to go away is so disturbed. Like, really. Get a grip and handle yourself with some class. How could you even think like this and still believe you're mature enough to get married? Pro tip, if you're still feeling threatened by teenage girls to the point of considering a text war with them, you are the problem. Couldn't have said it better myself, honey. That's seriously messed up. Honestly, this is just weird. Like, this is just so irrational. All of it is so irrational in general. How do people think this way? How? I'm lost for words. Re-uploaded to cover baby's face. This is supposed to be cute, but it's just weird and awkward. What does that say? Last chance to run. Alrighty guys, those are some weddings that deserve to be shamed. I really hope that bird has not pooed all over my balcony. Like, really? Should I go shoo it? I think I'm gonna go do that. Subscribe! I've got something that you